Welcome to the program. There is the People's Bench, and I am your host, Fred Ogweno. We are coming to you as usual from Muthu Silver Springs Hotel here in Nairobi. For much more, you can scan the QR code right on your screen, and you will be able to get more about Muthu Silver Springs Hotel, especially during this season or these festivities. You will be able to get more, a place where you can just come and relax. Tonight, we are talking matters by election. Battle lines have been drawn between the opposition and the Kenya Kwanza government. They are all out there. They want to win. And who is going to get the bragging rights ahead of the 2027 general elections? To talk about this, I'm having the straight shooter. He means there's no words. Mr. Fanya Mambo Kinuthia is a senior political analyst and is here to bisect it and talk about it. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Niko salama na shukuru.
Karibu sana to the bench.
I'm happy. Thank you.
Luku ndugu.
I was advised by a Gen Z.
Yes.
They told me nyinyi millennials mko down.
Ala.
So I was like, you mean I can wear white sneakers and a shirt and tie? They said yes. And so nikasema it's dedicated to the Gen Zs. I am a millennial.
Kura zimeenda bwana.
Sisi tulikuwa tumeambiwa ati najua sneakers haiwezi valiwa na tie. But well,
wao wakasema ni sawa.
Wakasema it works.
Na ukapata not just sneakers bana.
Walisema ni za white ziko sawa. So me, who am I to say?
They are not just sneakers, boss.
Asante bro.
Ujaluo isha kuingia wewe.
Labda.
Thank you so much, my brother. Straight to the point. The by-elections, how significant are they?
These are the most significant elections that are going to happen in this country between now and 2027. And the reason is, one, we have had stupid opinion polls from companies that I would call useless, that have acted as government spokesperson or propaganda outfits. And they've been giving us opinion polls and saying, oh, the government is popular here, the government is popular here, so-and-so is electable. And you look at them and you laugh. You say, who is this who is electable where? By who? Which candidates? So the good thing is now, instead of opinion polls, we are dealing with the real poll. The people of a certain region will come and say, this is what we feel about this government, and this is how we want to vote. And it will be real figures, real numbers, real ballots. Thursday, we have a date with destiny.
I hear you, my brother. Yeah. It's like life and death. Look at Mbeere North. Let's start with Mbeere North. Rigiji shaking the mountain.
You know, for a long time, UDA campaigned unabated in Mbeere North. They were feeling excited. And when Rigiji said he's going to Mbeere North, the amount of mobilization of police that was done on that Sunday, because I was there, we were met with a huge contingent of police. In fact, in Kanyuambora, where we wanted to have our first rally, they occupied the pitch. They even had to look for some funny teams and create a football match that did not exist, just to make sure we don't use the grounds, because they knew when Rigiji comes to Mbeere North, kimeenda. And I'm glad we went there. I was with him on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That's then I had to come back to Nairobi for obvious reasons. But I can tell you, Mbeere North is as good as gone with DP. Karis, the candidate, is taking that seat. You can take it anywhere you want to, but it's gone. It's a DP seat.
No, you can do that to Kindiki. Amwezi aibisha Kindiki.
You see, we have to jaibisha Kindiki. Kuaibishwa is when somebody says untrue things about yourself. Like if I come and say, Fred Ogweno, and we usually know you're in very nice suits, tuseme anavanga tu matambara, hiyo ni kukuaibisha. But a person who wears matambara, if you say amevaa matambara hujamuaibisha, you just put them in their place. So a person who is politically inconsequential, if you just go and prove that they're politically inconsequential hujamuaibisha, you just put them where they belong. You know, let me tell you, William Ruto had a strategy. His strategy was simple. He wanted to have a king of the mountain that he controls. And his self-appointed king of the mountain was Kindiki. And so he imposed on us someone he wanted to say, this is the most senior politician in Mount Kenya, and so therefore everybody must listen to him. And the people of the mountain are telling him, no, it doesn't work like that. We have our own brains, and we have our own leaders, and we have the people that we want. So Kindiki comes and he's trying to sell to us first a candidate who can't speak for himself. Show me one clip of Wamuthende that is trending, of him speaking. Everything we've heard about Wamuthende is being said by Cecily Mbarire, is being said by Kindiki. Karis is saying things that are trending. Karis is campaigning and you can quote him verbatim. He said this. Show me one thing Wamuthende said that even the grasshoppers remember.
Oh my.
Nothing. So Wamuthende is this candidate who's brought. And by the way, UDA office is a crime scene. A total horrible crime scene. Now tell me, we have so many people who were born and brought up in Mbeere North. But UDA has always had an appetite for all the wrong things. You get the most terrible people and then you give them positions. Like right now, they took Joyfrey Roko, who in my opinion is not a good leader, and they made him CS. And one of the things he was trying to push was the anti-demonstrations bill. He wanted to change this country into Tanzania. He failed miserably. So he was made CS. Now they've looked for a person who the Anti-Corruption Commission has been looking for. Someone who the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is saying has got scandals to do with the hospital in Kenyatta National Hospital. Then, they have to look for the most terrible candidate, someone with the worst record. Someone who the whole world thinks should not run even a dispensary. And that's the person they want to give their UDA ticket. So the biggest challenge I have always had with this administration is their insatiable appetite for all the evil things. And they have a way of putting that evil upon people. And this is where I think they're even failing.
And before I ask you about where does this put EACC, allow me to remind our viewers to kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel at The People's Bench, so that anytime we have this kind of useful conversation, we'll be able to get the notification. Back to you, my brother. He was cleared by EACC, and you are talking about all these scandals that we have seen about him. Between the people, between you and EACC, whom should we blame?
It is the same EACC said that they were looking for him. It is the same EACC that has a corruption record against him. It is the same EACC that appears to clear him to go and vie. So from where I sit, EACC failed. EACC should have advised IEBC and said, wait a minute, this candidate is of questionable character. Please do not clear him. But the fact that EACC cleared him makes EACC a terrible outfit. And we no longer have confidence in EACC if you can clear such a person. IEBC had no duty, because once EACC clears, IEBC just gives you the go-ahead. But it goes to tell you of the character of UDA. They like terrible things. They choose the wrong ones. They choose people with bad records. That's what they prefer. They leave everything else. They are, well, uko na record mzuri, you are not good. Uko na record mzuri, we don't want you. You have a terrible one. Yeah. Who has the most terrible one? This one. That's the one we want. Then they make him their running
candidate. But it is the same IEBC and EACC that gave us President William Ruto, whom you people of the mountain voted to the last man, and now you are saying that is bad.
I always remind you.
Remind me.
That I vied for a ward seat in Waithaka in Dagoretti. And I was the Azimio candidate. And I got 1,750 votes for Azimio. And I delivered the same to Baba in my small ward. So don't put me in that basket of people who voted for William Ruto. I have always told people, go to the internet, it never forgets. There are so many photos of me in Azimio meetings, campaigning for Azimio. By the way, misi kuuza Baba kama bangi. May he rest in peace. I've always told you, my posters had the photo of Baba on them. Mimi sikuwa naficha Baba hivi. Unajua vile watu wanakuwa nauza Baba wamemficha kama bangi, tunasema presidential candidate. No. So I did not vote for William Ruto, and I have remained steadfast in saying that he was not the right president for Kenya.
I hear you.
Yes.
And should things go, should UDA win in Mbeere North, where is Rigiji going to hide?
Now, you see, there is a competition between two candidates in Mbeere North. There is a CCK candidate, and then there is Wamuvende. They are competing for who will be number 2. Okay, those two are competing for who will be number 2. They are in the same league. For all we care, even Moses Kuria ni wa serikali tu, huyo ni candidate wake, ni serikali moja. They even look the same. In fact, we don't even remember anything their candidates ever said anywhere. They are not remarkable in any way, shape, or form. So you should be asking these two who will be number 2. The number 1 is decided by the people of Mbeere, and it is Newton Karish.
But if it was that easy, we couldn't have seen Rigiji going door to door, from house to house.
There's a reason why Rigiji had to go door to door. First is they had told him he's not going to Mbeere. Then he's asking them why, when he's not a Kenyan. Why are you meeting violence upon us? Because we met with a lot of violence everywhere we went. When we decide we are coming to Mbeere. So he wanted to show them, not only are we coming to Mbeere, we are coming to the houses of the people of Mbeere and we are going to share a cup of tea with them. Na tulipewa chai. Sasa kama kuna mtu alikuwa amefanya shopping kwa nyumba ya mama yake, alafu akakuta sisi ndio tunaenjoy hiyo shopping, hiyo ni shida yako. But we enjoyed the tea, it was nice. And given with a lot of love anyway.
Tell me about Magarini.
With DCP is winning.
How? There is an ODM stronghold.
My friend. I want Kenyans to understand one thing. How did the Magarini by-election emerge? The candidate called Kenga, who we have as DCP party, was the number 2 according to the IEBC announced results. Guess what? He lost by 21 votes. This guy had been a councillor and then he had been an MCA for 2 terms in the same area. When he vied, that ODM candidate, the court pronounced itself, not me, that he rigged the elections. And that is why it was called for a by-election. You are literally dealing with the person who won the elections in 2022. And by the way, when they were announcing the results, they were so ashamed they had to say he lost by 21 votes. So he moves to court, the court orders for a recount, and it is found that indeed he had won. But now the court cannot pronounce him the winner, they can only declare a by-election. So you are looking at somebody whose victory was stolen in Magarini, taking now the opportunity to come and reclaim the same victory he had been given by his own people. How can we lose Magarini? We are winning Magarini.
ODM is struggling in Kasipul. Boyd Were is finding the going too rough. Something that is very unusual, my brother. What is happening?
That was a Gladys Wanga candidate.
Boyd Were?
Yes. The people of Kasipul Kabondo wanted a free and fair ODM nominations. If you remember when they announced 18,000 votes for Boyd Were, there was a violent, one of the most violent by-elections I have ever seen in my life, and very bloody for that matter. Why? Because Gladys Wanga and her crew were trying to force a candidate upon the people of Kasipul Kabondo that the people of Kasipul Kabondo did not want. The people of Kasipul are not revolting against ODM. They are revolting against having a candidate they never wanted to have in the first place. And therefore, if they come and express themselves, I don't think they hate ODM. I don't think they would want to desecrate the memory of Baba by voting for somebody who is not in ODM. But at the same time, they want to teach Gladys Wanga and company that they also have a voice and their voice matters and their voice must be respected when they bring it to the ballot. And that's why Kasipul Kabondo is a fighting game for ODM. You know, ordinarily when you won the ODM ticket in Luo Nyanza, you never needed to campaign even. It's a done deal. Today, they're banning the midnight oil. And I'm glad there's an independent candidate there, Aroko, who is giving them a run for their money. So that tomorrow, ODM decides, you know what? What is the will of the people?
And do you think the absence of Baba is likely to be felt in Kasipul? If he was there, maybe things could have been a bit different?
Definitely. People never wanted to go against the will of Baba. You know, when Baba said this, anybody in the party said Baba has said this. But right now, Baba is resting with the angels. May he rest in peace. May he continue to rest in peace. And when Baba is resting, now you can't come and impose your will on the people of Kasipul. As who?
Tell me, my brother, all the bigwigs from South Nyanza, those who have been hiding for quite some time while Baba was there, talk of Obado, talk of Kidero, and right now even the deputy governor for Homa Bay has come out and they are all supporting Aroko, going against the ODM candidate, something that we could not see while Baba was there.
They are not supporting a candidate who is anti-ODM. They are supporting the candidate that the people of Kasipul Kabondo want. You need to appreciate that these are leaders who are asking, what do the masses want? Where are the hearts of the masses? And the hearts of the masses are not an anti-ODM. They are anti an imposed candidate. And they are coming now to send a message and say, look here, gone are the days when you would impose candidates of your choice on us. Now we will tell you that we can still love ODM, but choose the candidate we want.
But Gladys Wanga is telling them that Boyd is a broad-based candidate, but these people don't want to listen. Even those who are supporting government, the UDA, bigwigs, are supporting Aroko and other candidates. Why would they go against the wishes of Gladys Wanga and broad-based government in Kasipul?
Broad-based, bread-based, cake-based. Our good friend, Dr. Oburu Odinga, ODM at 20 in Mombasa. The summit, the height, kilele, the summit of any birthday, any graduation, any event, anything is the cake cutting. Even a wedding, the summit is the cake cut. In fact, the photos you want to capture the most are those ones of the summit, the cake cutting, when the bride and the groom. So the cake they were cutting was symbolic to bread-based or broad-based or cake-based. And when they cut, and President William Ruto took his share, Oburu Odinga, hiyo ndio mara ya kwanza alionja broad-based. Alionja akasikia ionji vizuri. Akakataa taste ya broad-based. Akasema, if this is how it tastes, I'm not part of it. So there was no consummation. This thing that brings us together. Can you imagine a wedding where one person, the bride, for example, spits the cake, or the groom spits the cake? Even the water of the broad-based had such a terrible taste. Oburu Odinga alikumbuka keki akasema hata imaji sikunywi. Just go watch the clips. He didn't drink the water. It
was accidental, my brother.
The cake, the taste of the cake is the exact taste of broad-based. So when you tell the people of Nyanza, wameonja broad-based na wameitema kama Oburu Odinga, wanatema vile walitema hiyo keki, they are saying this thing is tasting terribly. They don't want it.
That was accidental.
What do you mean accidental? When you drop something accidentally, if, for example, you go to a place and they give you a cake and it drops accidentally, what's the next thing you do? The most natural thing is you get another piece. Did he get another piece? Your taste ya broad-based ni mbaya. Yeah, ask him. If you share the tongue with him, you would know.
Tell me, my brother, Malava, natembea. Anatembelea Wetangula sawa. He's suffocating Wetangula.
Funga.
Tawe kila mahali.
Funga. I love Natembea. What Natembea has managed to do, only the late Kijana Wamalwa had done. He's managed to make the Luya speak in one voice. Natembea, wherever you are, hats off, salute. And by the way, because of what Natembea has done with the Tawe movement, I can tell you, ODM, forget Western. ODM, zile mlikuwa mnasema sijui mko na candidates Western. If you're in ODM, please, in fact, start looking for Natembea. Because the people of Western have been told one thing by Natembea, and I think they've understood it. He's asking them, have you ever seen Luyas going to Kalenjin land to tell them who they will vote for? Have you ever seen Luyas trying to market Ford Kenya or Amani National Congress or DAP Kenya in Mount Kenya or any other place? Why are other people coming to sell ODM or DCP or any other party in Luya land?
Farouk is camping there.
Yes, he's telling them now the time for the Luhya to unite has come. And the Luhya are now speaking as one voice. In fact, for the first time, the Luhya vote will go into one basket. And if you want to know, look at Wetangula. Kabuchai now, which he thought was a Ford Kenya comfort zone, has become a war zone. It's an MCA seat that looks like blood itself. And why? Because Wetangula cannot believe that Ford Kenya is dead. Anajaribu kusema Ford Kenya, anasikia hakuna mtu anajua. Even the birds run away. So he has lost it. His time in politics is done. Tawe movement has buried Ford Kenya. Tawe movement has buried this guy called Mudavadi. Tawe movement has finished ODM in Western. Tawe movement has made the Luhya now speak as one. And now the votes of the Luhya for the first time will matter so much. You know, before they were scattered, for the first time, the Luhya vote is one solid, indivisible vote under Natembeya. Congratulations, George Natembeya.
Oparanya is still in broad-based government.
Who remembers
Sifuna is the ODM Secretary General. You've not talked about Mudavadi.
Let me tell you. Sifuna is a very pragmatic leader. I celebrate him. He has managed to be voted in Nairobi.
Because of Baba.
Cosmopolitan. Sifuna does not think of himself as a Luhya. Let's start there. Sifuna thinks of himself as that bunch of progressive young leaders who no longer sell tribe as the only item available on the shelf. He has realized that there are things he can sell that are bigger than tribe, and people are buying. So Sifuna is not in the same league as those ones. Sifuna is thinking, I will sell something bigger than Uluya. I'll sell something bigger than Ubukusu. So he's in a very good space. He's not in that league. Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya is retired. He has become governor of Kakamega. What more can he become? Either president or deputy. Does Ruto want him to be deputy? No. Does Ruto want him to be president? No. Do the Luhyas want him to be president? No. Have the Luhyas wanted Oparanya to be president? No. So don't count him.
You've just mentioned the issue to do with deputy, my brother. Tell me, whom do you think is going to be the deputy, Ruto's running mate in 2027? Is it Kindiki or someone from Nyanza?
Definitely not Kindiki. Roll out Kindiki. He's losing here in Mbere. Just wait. He's losing in Mbere. Completely and totally. Now by the way, as we speak about him, barabara ya kwenda kwake haina lami, na ni deputy president, haina 1 year down, haina shule kwake ni matope. Classrooms, just Google classrooms in Tharaka Nithi and you'll see what you'll see there. The name of the school, the classroom, everything. So you are here promising the people of Mbere heaven. Na kwenyu classroom ni za matope zinaanguka.
But Uhuru was the president for 10 years. He comes from Mount Kenya. Why didn't he fix those things?
Let me tell you. Every constituency in this country gets 100 million for CDF. I think the question should be, was Uhuru the MP for all those places? So that he was supposed to fix all the CDF schools in Mbere. And in Mukokwa Kindiki. It's common sense. You are the leaders, fix your own mess. How will the president come and Mushapewa CDF? Mushapewa, you have legislators. Why do you have members of parliament? One of the things they need to do is to oversight and to represent and to say hakuna shule kwetu and to fight so that from what goes to the Ministry of Education, some part of it is supposed to be for establishment of classrooms and to make noise. If I was MP, I would go and take videos and photos and make sure it's all over media and to say the government has neglected us. Those classes would have been built, but they don't have representation. So their leaders have failed.
So he's going to be Ruto's running mate in 2027. The mountain is gone.
You see, nobody wants to be Ruto's running mate. You just can't be somebody's running mate, somebody whom you know is going to fail. And these by-elections are going to show us. By the way, they are coming in less than 72 hours. They are going to show us that Ruto is about to lose. Who will join him? By the way, let me tell you, there are so many people in this government who are waiting for 2026 August. Wanakula tu, wanangojea. They know they are going to leave him. That time that even if you fire them, they are like, it's only for a year. And they'll start campaigning. There are so many people in UDA right now who maybe ni majority leaders, wanangoja tu, but they will leave. And Ruto will be left alone.
You haven't answered my question, my brother.
Whoever it's going to be, by the way, Kenyans don't even care. That's a losing deputy presidency. Who wants to be there? You can make Wanga, you can choose somebody from the coast, you can choose somebody from... we don't really... Kenyans don't care.
Thank you. And now tell me about IEBC. The way they are going to conduct these by-elections, how important is it for their credibility? We know issues around their formation. People were saying that they were formed by Kenya Kwanza, wing of government, or, call it broad-based or whichever you want to call it. How important is this by-elections for them to get it right in terms of them redeeming their credibility in the eyes of the public?
IEBC, just remember one thing. People are watching you. You cannot subvert the will of the people. You must allow the will of the people to prevail. And by that, I don't mean that you allow opposition candidates to get away with anything. All we are saying is, if people choose person A, please announce person A. If they choose person B, please announce person B. Kenyans will be happy. We just want respect for the will of the people. That's all.
And you think they're going to do that?
They don't have a choice. You see, what I usually tell people, you're a returning officer in the tallying center. How many Kenyans do you think are there? Uliona ule wa Cameroon alichapwa kofi. Sijasema Kenyans wakapigane makofi. But I'm just saying, all I'm telling you is, when you clearly have been with people and you've been counting with them and you've been tallying with them. Now, unajua watu wanamukanga 4 a.m. hiyo siku ndio waikwe polling station by 5. They have been there the whole day. Then jioni wamewasaidia count. And then at night, they have been there, then you announce the opposite. What do you expect?
But some people think that IEBC is toothless, my brother. Look, in Kasipul constituency alone, 2 people dead, in the hands of 2 protagonist candidates. And all that IEBC could do is to find them 1 million each that is not paid to the family of the victims, paid to IEBC. Maybe they use it for some tea and some snacks during their meetings, in their boardroom, without considering the fate of the family members. And these people are not disqualified.
Most of what happened is on camera and it's on record. I think my humble submission is the ODPP needs to do prosecution for criminal. So IEBC is fining the candidates so that they can feel the pinch of what they did. But it does not stop the criminal procedure from now is to use the strongest weapon available at the disposal of Kenyans. And you know what? That weapon is the ballot. Musirushie serikali mawe. Unajua unaiweka ballot na nguvu, ina sound na nguvu hata kuliko bomb. Vile unaiweka huko na hasira. So we are saying we have a weapon. And it's the strongest and the most potent weapon available at our disposal. It is the ballot. We will cast it in a way that this government will feel we have made a difference.
Thank you so much, my brother. I wish you all the best. Even as you go outside there, may the best candidate win. And with that, we come to the end of our conversation tonight. It has been the People's Bench. I've been your host, Fred Ogweno, coming to you from Muthu Silver Springs Hotel here in Nairobi. For much more, you can scan the QR code right on your screen. And please do not forget to subscribe. Bonyeza hicho kidude so that anytime we have this kind of conversation, we'll always get the notification. Until next time, bye-bye. Thank you so much, bro. We'll do it again next time after the election. Next week, you are back on the bench.
Sawa sawa.
You're going to see how things will have gone.
Sawa sawa. We are coming to celebrate.
You are coming to celebrate?
To celebrate.
Here.
Yes, here.
Tunagoja.
Yeah. Thank you.
Asante.
Sawa. Thank you.